Hey everyone, today we're talking about something you probably have in your kitchen right now, honey. Yep, that's sweet, golden stuff. But believe me, the story of how it gets made is absolutely incredible, a real masterpiece of nature's engineering.
Have you ever really stopped to think about it, though? I mean, how do they do it? How does a tiny bee take nectar, basically sugar water from a flower, and turn it into this thick, golden liquid that never seems to go bad? Well, that's what we're going to get into, because the journey from a flower to that jar in your pantry is just wild.
So yeah, let's kick things off by looking at this as way more than just something sweet to eat. It's one of nature's most amazing processes.
And believe it or not, this entire massive operation, it all starts with just a single bee. One little forager bee setting out on a mission.
All right, so let's follow this one bee. To get the job done, she's got some pretty amazing tools built right into her body.
First up, she's got this thing called a proboscis. You can just think of it as a long, straw-like tongue. It's the perfect tool for reaching deep inside a flower to slurp up all that nectar.
Okay, but here's where it gets really cool. The nectar doesn't go into her regular stomach for digestion. No way! It goes into a special second stomach called the honey stomach. It's basically a little backpack, a carry-on bag, just for carrying nectar back home. And get this, the magic starts right away. The second that nectar hits the honey stomach, the bee adds these special enzymes from her own body. They immediately start breaking down the complex sugars in the nectar into simpler ones. So the honey-making process is already happening right inside the bee before she even makes it back to the hive.
So once her backpack is full, she heads for home. And this is where we move from a solo mission to a full-on team effort. Now, the forager bee doesn't just, dump the nectar somewhere. She finds what's called a house bee, a bee that works inside the hive and passes the nectar to her, mouth to mouth. It's like passing a baton in a relay race. And this handoff is super important because more enzymes get added along the way.
But they've still got a huge challenge. See, nectar is really watery. It's like 70% water. And the honey we know and love, that's only about 20% water. So they've got to get rid of a ton of water to turn that thin liquid into thick, gooey honey. So how do they do that? Right? They can't exactly boil it on a tiny stove. How in the world do thousands of bees get all that water out of the nectar inside a dark, enclosed hive?
Well, the answer is just incredible teamwork. Thousands of bees line up and they all start fanning their wings, all together in perfect sync. This creates a constant breeze, a wind, that flows through the entire hive. They literally create their own giant living dehumidifier. And that constant airflow is what slowly evaporates all that extra water out of the nectar.
And once the honey is just right, thick, gooey, down to that perfect moisture level, the bees cap off the little honeycomb cell with a fresh lid of beeswax. It's nature's perfect little sealed jar, keeping the honey fresh and ready to eat.
Okay, so now we know how they do it, but why? Why go through all this incredible effort? The answer is pretty important, not just for the bees, but for us too.
For the bees, it's really simple: survival. Honey is their food. It's a super concentrated energy source that they store up to get them through the long, cold winter when there are no flowers blooming.
And for us humans, we've treasured honey for thousands of years. I mean, you see it everywhere in history. The ancient Egyptians offered it to their gods. Healers have used it as medicine for centuries. It's always been seen as something special, way more than just a way to sweeten your food.
But the true importance of all this, it's much, much bigger than the bees' winter food supply or even a jar of honey in our kitchen. It's about something that affects the entire planet.
Just try to wrap your head around this number. To make a single pound of honey, just one little jar's worth, a colony of bees has to visit more than 1 million flowers. Over 1 million! Think of all those individual flights from the hive to a flower and back.
And here's the kicker. While they're making all those trips for nectar, they're doing something else, almost by accident. Something that is absolutely vital for all of us. They're pollinating.
And that's not a small thing. The impact is huge. That simple little act of hopping from flower to flower is what allows fruits and vegetables to grow. It supports whole ecosystems. And maybe most importantly, it's what secures our own food supply. Without it, our grocery stores would look very, very different.
So yeah, the next time you taste a spoonful of honey,
Remember what you're really tasting.
It's the story of thousands of bees working together, the essence of countless flowers, and the result of nature's genius at work.
Because it really all boils down to this. Bees don't just make honey. They're not just making a sweet treat. They are literally keeping our world alive.
It really makes you wonder, right? What other everyday things are sitting right in front of us, hiding an absolutely extraordinary story? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.